a bowl cut, and of course LJ didn't like that type of haircut, so we had to not cut. We didn't able to shoot the scene that morning.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Bogues.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Sean David, and I welcome you back to the Basketball Time Machine, your old school NBA show. In today's episode, I want to take a look at NBA legends talking about Larry Johnson. Yeah, that guy was there too, and he was damn good. So in today's episode, I found some clips. Not too many, it was pretty difficult to find them, but some clips of NBA legends talking about LJ. But before we start with that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. If you like the show, please subscribe and like the video if you enjoy the content. All right, you guys, let's go for it. Now, the first player's opinion that we're going to take a look at is pretty interesting because it comes from Alonzo Mourning. Now, we remember they were teammates in Charlotte, but then they had this huge fallout where the climax was basically the Miami Heat playing against the New York Knicks, and the two were going at it in a fist fight. Legendary scene. But hey, Mourning still has a lot of respect for LJ.
Speak to, I think, someone who gets looked over is LJ. Had a lot of game. You know, obviously you guys had your battles in college and the pros, but teammates at one point too. Speak to LJ's versatility and what his game was like.
He was 6'6", 6'7". He was similar to a Charles Barkley, you know, but probably a little bit more athletic. Very skilled, great hands around the basket. Unfortunately, the injury kind of derailed his career. But if he would have never gotten the back injury, you know, who knows?
Basketball IQ was high.
Yeah, basketball IQ was high. Have you had him on the show?
No.
Yeah, man.
I just hit Tim Thomas today to give me the number.
You got to get him on the show, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just you got to think he came during an era. A lot of people don't realize he won the dunk contest that year. Yeah, man. He won the dunk contest. I mean, he was extremely athletic, you know.
At 260.
Yeah. He was a load on that block, man. Yeah, he was. He was a load on that block, man. So him and I complimented each other extremely well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Arguably, no player made as big an impact on the Charlotte Hornets organization from both a basketball and cultural standpoint like that of power forward Larry Johnson, the #1 pick in the 1992 NBA Draft. In 5 seasons with the team, the franchise's second all-time leading rebounder won the 1992 NBA Rookie of the Year award, made the 1993 All-NBA second team, and earned 2 All-Star Game selections.
You were just so bouncy and springy, athletic, and you hurt your back. And when did you hurt it? How'd you hurt it? And then what was that like mentally trying to come back from that for the next, little while? You had been an all-star already.
It wasn't easy at all. I felt like giving up at times. You felt like, because I've always wanted Rex. My goal was to be the best basketball player in the world.
Safe at home. This one is so special, y'all. I know we say that all the time, but y'all don't know. This is my childhood. I used to wear my haircut like this, man. This is the legendary OG, all the way from South Dallas to UNLV to Charlotte to the Dream Team to the New York City Knicks. Man, this our OG big brother, Larry Grandmama Johnson. We appreciate you for joining us, OG. This is huge.
In the next clip, we're going to take a look at LJ's iconic 4-point play. And of course, you have some former teammates talking about LJ and this moment.
Once we did come away with a split, we knew the third game here was critical. If they'd have got that win, then it had took away our home court advantage. So third game after a split, third game was a big game.
Jackson blows by Charlie Ward to lay it in. Here's Rick Smits. He got another one. He's still on fire.
They outplayed us right from the start. It was really difficult. They were so big, so long. We just were really struggling.
Perkins for three. Indiana in the midst of a 10-0 run on the New York Knicks.
Larry had a great game. He knew he had to have a great game. Patrick Ewing was hurt, so he had to pick up the scoring. That night, they needed him to score because no Patrick Ewing, and certainly that night he provided it.
Johnson for three. Johnson and one.
He was phenomenal from start to finish. You know, this guy was a big-time performer, and the more responsibility given, the more he delivered.
LJ, and he bangs in the three.
Larry Johnson is keeping him in the game.
Indiana 5 for 5 at the free throw line, fourth quarter. And now 6 for 6. The lead is 3. New York takes a timeout, 11.9 seconds showing on the clock.
We knew we needed a bucket, so you either take the three or you take the quick deuce and you foul, and then you play it again.
The strategy then was to foul and hopefully they miss a free throw or 2 free throws, and then we had to call a timeout, get the rebound, and we had a shot to win it at the end.
Then New York will have the ball. Patrick Ewing can only watch from the bench with his injury. And is it time to go for three? Time to take the quick first available score?
I think you have to take the first available score.
We had a pretty standard play that we would run. They did a good job. They took me and Sprewell out of a route that we normally take.
Well, the play was for Allen Houston. We drew up a play for Allen. I believe I was the biggest guy on the floor at the time.
And LJ was just very perceptive. And he came and he made himself available for the play. And at that point, we were so spread out that his instincts took over.
The ball inbounds. It's Ward, Childs, Sprewell, Houston, and Larry Johnson back in. Ward had it tipped. Johnson made a good catch. Johnson.
When he took the shot, all you could think about is it took like forever.
And that ball was in the air so long, and while the ball is in the air, the whistle goes. So now, in your head, you're saying, okay, the worst that can happen now is he'll get 3 free throws, and we'll have a chance to tie the game.
Johnson is fouled.
When I saw just Kersey count the basket and give him the foul, I'm really in disbelief.
There was just this moment of, wow, you know, did this actually just happen?
The whole crowd, the 19,000 plus, erupt at the same time. If you're a Knicks fan and you don't get goosebumps, there's something wrong with you.
You have this shot that lifted, literally seemed like it lifted the Garden off the ground. And immediately, you have to kind of shut that down. Not only an individual, but as a team. I just remember seeing him gesturing, let me get myself together, so I kind of wanted to leave him alone.
As soon as he turns around and this building is going crazy, Chris Childs runs up to him. You can see the words coming out, you know, letting him know exactly what Larry's thinking is, it's great, game's tied, but if we want to win, I've got to hit this free throw.
It was like dual emotions going on. You were so excited that he made the shot, but immediately we had to be composed with him and for him.
At that point, how many free throws have I shot throughout my career? You know, a free throw is a free throw. Nothing has changed other than this is for a 4-point play and this is to win the ball game.
Game is a long way from being over.
Got it. New York by 1. Timeout, Indiana.
And it's always super sad that you don't find more clips about players who used to be big for a certain amount of time. I mean, there are so many, like LJ, for example, that had like 4 to 5 years, but they were big in those 4 to 5 years, but you hardly have NBA players talking about them. And that's unfortunate because, if I had a show like, I don't know, like All the Smoke, I would invite all the guys, and ask them to talk about other players Not Jordan, not Kobe, not LeBron, but some of the LJs, Penny Hardaways, Glenn Robinsons, and those guys, because, hey, they deserve their flowers too. Anyway, to me, LJ was not only an iconic power forward of the 1990s, I think that guy had beast potential and probably could have been one of the best players of his generation. I mean, in order to be in that conversation, you need at least 5 to 7 years where you are performing on a superstar level. And with LJ, he didn't have that. Yeah, he didn't have that many years, obviously because of injuries. But hey, we all know that for that short amount of time, he was the real deal. Now, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know in the comments below. Do you remember Larry Johnson? Let me know. And hopefully I'll see you next time on the Basketball Time Machine.